Hi everyone, my name's Ashley and I'm the event director at Finance Showcase, and welcome to The Hub. This is where we share all of the best practice, tips and insights from our speakers at our live Finance Showcase events held across the UK. In this particular episode, we're going to hear from Adam Rakich, CEO of Northexis, as he talks about how to make budgeting suck less. Now, these are just 2 points taken from a longer session which I hope you'll be able to come and see live at one of our finance showcases, which you'll be able to find on our website. So head over there and sign up for your local event. But in the meantime, enjoy this session.
Because hopefully there'll be less deaths involved than in Jurassic Park. When I sit down and do all these projects, right, they're always a fantastic time to take stock of processes, what's working, what's not, and make positive change. And a lot of the positive changes that you're going to make there don't require any technology changes at all, right? That's what my 5 and 20 is about. 5 key areas that you can focus on more or less immediately to improve the process without spending any money. Yep. First, mindset. Mindset is much, much more important than most people realize. So, chin up, turn your frown upside down, because your budget holders can smell your fear. Yep. Budgeting and forecasting is always this big, hairy, awful thing that people are generally not excited about. But it is a process, it has got people, you can improve it. And the first step to do that is to relax. And so I see so many clenched fists, people going into budgeting season. And guess what? If you think it's going to be awful, it will be. That's not hippy-dippy nonsense, that is a true fact. Because while they may not literally smell your fear, if you go into this thing half apologizing, half looking like you're expecting to get punched in the face, do you think the business is going to go, great, let's get going? No, they will not. They will sense your misery and they will walk all over you. To do less, what I see too much of is too much. If you are ever unsure whether something should go in, a level of detail, a process, don't do it. Leave it out. Do less. Later on, if you realize you're wrong, you can add stuff in later. It doesn't damage the relationship. But if you do something, it annoys everybody, then you backtrack, that's not good. Okay? And in terms of what it is that we want to keep, if you've not run into zero-based budgeting says if we roll over last year, add a little bit, overall we're going to end up increasing, no, we're going to spend too much, right? Overspend. So what zero-based budgeting says is don't do that, start with everything at zero, make budget holders justify their existence line by line, fresh each time. So you're going to have a tighter grip on spending, which is probably true. But honestly, generally I don't think you should do that. Almost certainly not. Okay? There's some very limited scenarios in which I do recommend it, but mostly the pain is not worth it. Okay? Certainly not regularly. But take that thinking and apply it to your process. Right? Don't just do what you did last year. Right? Get everything together that you're doing, your templates, your processes, and assess each and every one. Right? Is the value to the planning process worth the amount of time it's taking the budget holders to do it? Have you made it as clear and easy as possible? So many times when I sit down with a customer to do a new project, we realize that some aspects of a process were due to some initiative which has been long abandoned, 2-3 years ago. Yep. So sit down, go through it, do the same every year. Because hopefully there'll be less deaths involved than in Jurassic Park, but less is often more. More detail always has a cost. You have to ask, is it one that's worth paying? So an example where detail is good is normally people planning, right? So if you've got salaried employees, it's normally a lot easier to say, I'm going to here are all my people. Here's their start dates, their salaries, their bonus, blah, 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 and have it calculate. It's going to be a lot more accurate than if you make the budget holders sort of just come up with a salary amount per month, right? That's an obvious one. But what about your marketing spend? You know, maybe historically you've been doing marketing spend per channel, per period, and you decide, actually, I want to do it by marketing campaign. But then someone has to spend the time to do that detail. And is it worth it? I mean, I don't know, is the answer. It depends on what you're doing. But it also might well be harder. Detail does not equal easy or accurate. They may have no idea what specific campaigns they're going to run on Facebook at planning time. It might just be complexity for no reason. Will it give you better information? Again, maybe, but you need to ask yourself, or ideally the impacted teams. And look, if the answer is yes, fantastic. Go nuts. Just don't sleepwalk into things that might not add any value to the process. Strongly suggest is that you and or leadership decide for every template that you're handing out, what is an expected or acceptable total. If that worries you, make it lower than you think you're actually going to get out of them. Say that they can ask for more and justify it. Fine. The end result is the same. The budget holder may or may not get what they want. But so much in budgeting as in life, psychological, right, is so much better to say you can ask for more but you might not get it than to let them just freely build up only to go, sorry, too much. And last area, your relationship with your budget holders. Best thing to do to improve your relationship is to sell the benefits of what you're doing all the time. It's helpful to have buy-in from the top, executive sponsorship, but to reinforce a positive message rather than to threaten people into compliance, right? People respond better to positive rather than negative, so focus on that wherever you can. And sometimes selling is as simple as explaining why you're doing things a particular way. What is the benefit to the business as a whole? And again, for a lot of budget holders, maybe no one's ever thought to explain that to them. Yeah. It also can help to acknowledge previous pain in the process. And it's easier to sell when it's nicer to use. Looking nice matters. If you don't think that's true, you're 100% wrong. This is another one-time investment. Make the templates your corporate colors. Choose pleasing color combinations rather than just whatever default Excel spits out. Borders, white space. These are little things that shouldn't make the business think you're much more professional than you are, but they do. The return on investment is enormous.
Okay, so that's it for this episode of The Hub. Make sure you subscribe to our channel for plenty more videos like this, but also head over to our website to see all of our live events across the UK, and I really hope to see you at one very soon.